It's the Rangers Journal Night.
Afternoon, everybody, and welcome back to Rangers Journal. Just thought we'd come on for a wee bit of Q&A. Seth Durnan, get some Rangers chat on the go. Curry, how you doing, mate?
Not bad. Yourself, mate?
Aye, hanging together. Just while the kind of chat's warming up, how you feeling about Rangers just now with signings and that in the season ahead?
Well, I think we spoke about it a wee bit last night. I'm trying to stop myself from getting excited, mate. I don't think we've quite seen what we want to see yet. I think we want to see a lot of more players going out the door. I think just before we came on there, we were talking about it. It's probably not until the 1st of July is when we start to see names going out and mere links to players going out. Take a wee bit of hopefulness for Clemente saying there are going to be big changes. Hopefully there is big changes, the ones that we've all been asking for. And it's not just like me who bashes like Tav and Goldson and Bonabarasic and Lundstrom and Scott Wright. It's just like we've all been saying that these players have been here far too long, or like they can't perform, and we need to get some fresh blood in. And hopefully we come on, who, for me, although a lot of people have got a lot of faith in him, my faith is not quite there yet. He's still got a lot to prove. I think if we'd maybe took the second cup or we took the title, I would be feeling in cloud nine. But right now, he only took the one cup right at the way back in January. So I'm not quite there yet. We thinking that he's going to get it right. I'll wait to say the proof's in the pudding when the players are all brought in and we get a system up and running, and hopefully we can absolutely destroy the other side of the city.
Aye, definitely, mate. I think I agree with you in terms of where I'm at on come on. I felt as if I think after we won at Kilmarnock, it's almost as if that squad went right. That's a hard bit done. That's the League One. And complacency creeped in against Motherwell, and then everything kind of fell on its arse. Shortly after it done it was everything got derailed, and we never really pulled together like a winning run of matches or anything after that. But you need to think like the injuries and stuff before, like the guys had constant kind of patch up jobs to do, innit?
Aye, obviously injuries did take a big part in it. The way I'm looking at it, I don't know if you've been watching the Euros at all properly, but at the start, the first round, I watched every single game. Then I tried to catch up in the second and third games, quite a lot of them. But I've been watching the England side. England have probably got the best, on paper, the best team in the world. If you look at some of the players, just in cost alone, if you think how many hundreds of millions that team is worth, all put in, and the way they performed, I think that they've been really, really poor. So it just shows you that players that get a game anywhere in the world, in any team in the world, it doesn't matter if they're not playing right together. They're basically shite. It's like 11 like superstars of football really on the field at one time in the England squad, and I think even the experts or all the English pundits are even saying that England haven't played well. So it just shows you they're blaming Southgate on this. So in a way, I can see that some of the systems he's played and some of the players in certain positions and the players that he picked are a bit strange. And for me, I know you can't compare England to Rangers. I think Rangers are the same. I think a lot of the time, obviously through injury, that players are not playing in their proper positions and they're not carrying out instructions, as we spoke about last night. And I think that's what one of the big problems is. And we'll need to wait and see with his own players who comes in. I'm certainly hoping that a couple of experienced players come in. We were talking about McLean. Now, McLean's not a bad player. He's a decent player. My worry is we're going to pay maybe 2-3 million for him, and he's what? Is he 32, 33?
32, right?
You know, 32-year-old. We maybe only get a season out of season, maybe 2 at a push. It'll be 3 million. Can bring in a couple of half decent players at our level and our standard. Obviously, not the standard elsewhere in the world or the other leagues in the world.
Right.
But it would certainly bring in a couple of names, and coming from Norwich, he'll be with big wages and all. So I want to get rid of all this carry on. Players getting overpaid at Rangers, because I think that's one of the problems is about our finances. Last season, say for the quality that they had, the amount of wages we're playing was just silly money.
See, for me with James McLean, I personally think that when he signed this new contract with Norwich, I think he's maybe got a wee bit of a gentleman's agreement on the go and says, listen, if Rangers ever come in, I want to go, kind of thing. I think personally that's the only way a deal gets done. I think £500,000 to £1 million quid's more than enough just because of his age. And I know he played a lot last season and player of the year and all this kind of stuff. I know he's a good player, but at the same time, his age and Rangers need to stop spending big money on guys that, like say, Tom Lawrence, Kieran Dowell. Now, we didn't pay for them, but we paid them big wages. Do you know what I mean? There's an awful lot of waste.
I was thinking, mate, we're talking about Dowell, and like obviously people talk about Cantwell on that. If McLean comes in, McLean played with both of them, if I remember right. He was he was there when they two were there.
That's right, right.
So obviously he'll know them and what their best qualities are. Now, McLean might be even a short-term type of captain that we're looking for. Somebody with experience, somebody who's played in a big league. I don't know. I don't know. I can't claim that I know that much about McLean. Other than he likes Rangers, and I did not look at Norwich at all last season. Never watched a lot of English football last season actually. For a change, I usually watch that, but I wasn't really that interested. I kept an eye on it because I was hoping that obviously Arteta would get the league with Arsenal, but that was the only interest I really shown. And obviously, Timmy ripped the piss out of Man United fans because how fucking bad they were. And it's not that I hate Man United. If there's any Man United Rangers fans that also support Man United, it's not to do with that. It's just good to see that all these guys are out there and they're bragging about how good their team is, and they were absolute pish. It's just a wind up, just a bit of banter. But I don't hate Man United. It's just there's only a couple of teams that I don't like in the English league. So, but it's not one of my main focus is in watching football. Obviously, I'll watch Rangers games and that's it, and I'll watch the odd time team. Try that again. A few games for the club across the city. And if there's a team that we're maybe playing in the cup or anything like that, I'll have a wee look at them just to check it to see what their players are like and who's possible a danger to us. That's how I'm a bit when we're talking about bringing as many Scottish young players in as possible. Get the best of the rest, as they say.
Yep.
Getting the guys in, there's only certain ones that stick out in my mind. Like Conor Barron, I think, is a good one. Armstrong, I think, would be good. Your idol, another Jambo Bear, I suppose. We should call him. It's bringing likes at him in, and there's a few of them missed out. Is it Lennon Miller? Lennon Miller,
David Watson, Tate, Kelly.
Aye, and see, there's players like that I think that we could possibly bring in. How much was it going to cost? Will there be a premium? Obviously, as soon as you come to any of the old firm teams at all, the other clubs are wanting a premium on them.
Yep.
But the thing is, that premium is going to be worthwhile in the long run. Look what happened with, and I hate saying this, is Lewis Ferguson.
Mm-hmm.
I remember Lewis Ferguson his last season with Aberdeen, and he was just a stone thrower. That's all he was. He was. I don't think he was good, and it just happened that that he went to Italy, and I think it's changed his whole mentality, the way he plays football, and he's done really well, and he's well out of any of the old firms' capabilities money-wise.
Aye, I know, mate. I know. Lewis Mayo, L1.
Aye,
Come up
Lewis
with Scotland.
Mayo as well. Aye, he's a hard worker. See, this is what I want the Rangers. I want more players that will come in that give that look as if they give 100% every game.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I thought last season, where it was through fitness or whatever. I don't think there was a lot of players that I've seen especially the last 3 months of the season, that I thought looked as if they were giving 100% in every single game. A lot of the games that we either lost or we drew, were the players looked as if we're here, we can win this. And I think this is what we're talking about the whole season, about mentality in that. And it's a mentality for the spine of the team and the core of the team that we've all been saying, that all Rangers fans this season have been saying, that they've been here too long. And that, as we were talking about, mate, hopefully that'll be the majority of my way. We were talking about before we come on, and it was like as soon as 1st of July comes, I'm hoping to see a few names going out. The biggest ones that I think are the problems.
Aye, definitely, mate. Definitely. I can't disagree with any of that. I just think it's time for a rebuild, and I think everybody keeps reverting back to Scottish players because it's all we've ever known in terms of how to win leagues, isn't it? It's like kind of Scottish and British based spine of your team.
It's
think
not
back
just...
to like McLeish and...
Sorry, mate, on you go, bud.
You think back to like McLeish and Big Eck and Walters teams, and you're like, aye, that's what we need, kind of thing, to win a league, because it's that's what I know. I go to, that's my comfort, because that was the good days. Do you know what I mean?
Aye.
And now you've got guys like, I mean, Tav came from Wigan. No, don't get me wrong, he's been worth the 250 grand. Him and Waghorn, it was a good deal, but we've been shopping in a completely different market for we can back up, and I think that needs ripped up and fixed now. Well,
the way I see it, mate, right? The guys that I'm looking at to bring in, they come from Scotland, right? You're talking probably 300 to $500,000, maybe 750,000 at most, right? You buy 6 of them to come in. Your outlay is not that much, and the chances are you might, even if you don't make even if one of them succeeds, you're going to make your money for the 6 of them that have come in.
Aye.
At minimum, you're going to get your money back. So it's at least trying to get these guys in and seeing how they perform for Rangers. They might not be proper Rangers quality, but it's like, right, how much did he cost us? I don't even know how much he cost
Ross
us.
McCrory, was it not a swap deal with Ross McCrory or something?
Aye, well, how much was Ross McCrory? Aye, eventually, aye. But it's like bringing these guys in, at least give them a go at Ibrox and seeing how they go. If it doesn't work out, you say, right, it's time to shit them out. You sell them on, and you maybe get your money back. You maybe make a slight loss. But if you're going out and you're spending fucking stupid money with the likes of Cifuentes and Lammers, Danilo, Dessers, I say that's the best part of it, 20 million there.
Mm-hmm.
And the only sellable player we've got right now that we can think of that we're hoping is Lammers.
Aye.
Because there's a couple of teams there that are thinking about getting them. Utrecht said they can't afford them. Well, if they can't afford them, it's a price. I thought we were in a bad financial state. Obviously, Utrecht must be scraping the barrel. They must be doing a Dundee. Obviously, sell their email address. It's just I think if we get the money back in him and hopefully some more on top, I'll be happy. But the thing is, it makes it harder because when we bring players in that category at that price level, it's all the harder to sell them to a bigger league. because the only bigger leagues that are going to take players like that know about players like that, are probably your England Championship, Premiership teams that will know more about the Scottish lads than the rest of the world. You maybe have your Atleys or your Germans or your Dutch Timmy coming in every now and again, and obviously if it's Rangers, all these Turkish Rangers supporters that watch Rangers every week and know all the players and want to buy them. I just hope that that come on and Klopp is looking at the possibilities of the Scottish market and guys that could possibly just low. I know it's low effort and it's a low outgoing, but it's low risk.
Aye, 100%, mate. 100%. Right, we'll bring in the first question. I'll take this one for James. It's come on's brought in a new coach. Does he specialise in as a defensive coach or a set piece specialist or just a high round quality asset? See, to be honest with you, James, this is a bad start, but I have not got a clue what the guy brings. I've not read much about him. I don't know. I know he's got a bit of experience in Belgium. I think he might have done a wee bit of coaching with Ajax. It's good to see come on getting his own guys in though, because he started off with like Alex Ray, Stuart Gilmour, Stephen Davis, Colin Stewart, and I think three out of four are still there. So it's good to see that kind of mix within the background team. Do you know anything about this guy, Corey?
Well, all I've heard, this is just heard, obviously, with other pods and that I've been watching, that he's the type of coach that he's a possession coach and a transitioning coach. Well, basically, what he does is he looks for, it's like, I would say, like formations that going into transition from defence into attack. Things like that. I looked at, as soon as I heard about him, I straight onto Google, onto Wikipedia, I had a look at his background. Most of his background are to deal, I would say, was done with youth. So maybe that's something, because we're getting so many young players in as well. Maybe that's a good thing. Maybe Clement's using them because he experienced with younger players and been able to get them to a standard where they should be in the first team all the time. The same as you, mate. I can't put my hand up and say, "Oh, this is about him and that about him and this about him." I can only say what I've seen on other pods, really. And I think it was four lads that I've seen a couple of the guys talking about it. So, but that's about it. I know it's not very professional of me, but as I say, that my expertise, as per se, is just when they play the games. That's I don't really bother too much with the background.
All we can do is answer with what we know, Corey. You know what I mean?
Unless it's something to do with the border, that pisses me off sometimes.
Right, Aldo's come in. Hearts away, big test. So when it's Hearts away, then we'll get Ross County, Motherwell at home, or wherever home's going to be.
Aye.
And then Celtic away. What's your take on that?
Well, if you're going to start anywhere, I may as well start with the third best team in Scotland. If put it this way, mate, it'll give us a chance to put a marker down right off the bat. We've performed against them pretty well at their own ground. So I don't know whether we're their bogey team for a change. But I think we've done pretty well. Hopefully, by the time we start, but after pre-season, obviously, I think for the pre-season there's two games is there two or one game? Is it the Man United games at Murray? Is it Murrayfield, isn't it?
Aye.
And then I think there's another. Was it Ipswich or something like that?
Mm-hmm.
That they're going to play in that, like in the UK, and there's a couple of games getting played. I think over in Holland or Netherlands. But I think one of the games is behind closed doors. Is it right where is it Ajax been confirmed?
Aye, I think so. Aye. I think it's getting played at a tiny stadium or something. I don't think it's.
Aye, but I think that I don't know if that's the one that they're thinking about doing behind closed doors. I'm not too sure, but there is one that's getting that have been reported that are going to play. So we'll wait and see. I'm not going to get carried away, as I said, mate, because 2 seasons ago we seen how well Rangers were playing pre-season and it just fell off a cliff. Whereas this season, the pre-season was absolutely howling. And then we thought Sam Lammers was going to be a player. Look what happened to that.
I know. Right, next one. Wolfenstein. This is definitely a Jambo Bear Curry. This is definitely a Jambo Bear, I'm telling you. Will Rangers sign Lawrence Shankland? I've spoke about this, I'm blue in the face. Curry, do you want to answer this one? Gives your opinion on it. Everybody's sick of listening to me on the subject.
I think before the season ended, we had quite a few discussions about Lawrence Shankland. Lawrence Shankland is a instinctive striker.
Right.
It's somebody that probably Rangers should have brought in many moons ago. For me, if Shankland was, I don't hate breaking your heart, mate, but for me, if Shankland was going to be coming in, I think the whispers would be a lot louder amongst the Rangers fans and the Rangers pods, especially the official ones, and they don't seem to be saying much about it either. So, as far as I'm aware, Shankland still hasn't signed anything with Hearts for another contract going forward. So either he's planning to hopefully go down south at the end of next season, because this is the last year he's contracted, as far as I know. I can't see Clement having any interest in him. And maybe that's what it is, mate. It's maybe just because Coppin and Clement don't see him as a player that they want, or the type of player that they want. For me, I think he's good enough. I think he's been good enough since he was at Ayr. I think we would have had an absolute superstar for Rangers if we'd got him when he was playing down the lower leagues with Ayr, because he was banging them in left, right and centre. And then he started switching about different teams. Then he ended up at Hearts. And he was the top scorer last year. Now, you can't scoff at that. You can't just turn around and say, oh, it's just what it was. I'm going to contradict myself here. Because look at, oh God, I forgot his name now. Van Veen from Motherwell.
Aye.
He was a top scorer last year, and what happened to him this season? Just nowhere to be heard.
I think he ended up at Kelly and then he didn't really kick a ball.
Aye, that's just exactly, that's right. He went somewhere else. I don't know where he went, then he came back to Kilmarnock, and I don't even, did he even get put in the field at all? I can't even remember him being.
I think he played bits and bobs, but nah, he didn't really play.
But I think it's going to be a case of I'd like him to come over, mate, but I don't think he will. And I think it's got to do with the money that Hearts are wanting, mate, because I think that Clement thinks that he could probably get as good a standard, if no better, on a younger player for the same amount of money. And I can see that's why, because obviously whatever they're going to back and say it is 3 million. I'm just not saying that it's going to be that or that's what he's worth. They were batting between 5 and 8 in January. Say they're batting 3 million this time of the year. We'd probably get a semi-decent striker for Europe for that price at a lot younger age. So unfortunately for him and for us, we probably won't see him in the Ranger blue.
For me, I think it's, see if Dessers gets sold and then the whispers don't start to get stronger, then I think that's when I'll probably accept it's not going to happen. And I have kind of semi-accepted it's not happening, Curry. I'm just kind of, I think if you've got Shankland, Dessers and Danilo, it's a very, Dessers and Shankland are...
Do you want my shoulder to cry on you, mate?
Aye, I know, mate.
You get the wee money violin out.
I know, I'll need to come through. I'll need to come through and see you for a cuddle.
Christ, you're desperate.
But I don't see it if we sell Dessers and it doesn't get stronger and we don't hear anything, then it's not happening. But I think if Dessers leaves, I think there's a wee gap there for something, and I wouldn't go any higher than £2 million. I don't care how many goals he scored last season. He's coming up for 30. I just think it would need to be the right fee, the right deal, like in the right kind of circumstances. And I think Cyril needs to go first before that happens. That's kind of where I sit on it.
I think we definitely need to get rid of one, mate, because there's a big chance maybe the money that Rangers are wanting for Lammers, we might not get. So we might end up having as far right now we're sitting with Lammers, Danilo, and Dessers for a strike force, and that's a strike force that Timmy Beale brought in.
I know.
So it's just like I'm still on the fence with Danilo. I don't think he's shown enough yet. There were some flashes, but I'll tell you what, he missed a couple of sitters as well. So I'm not quite convinced about him. He's got the one thing he's got over Dessers is his speed. He's a lot faster moving than Dessers. I actually feel sorry for Dessers because the one thing that I can't slag him off on is his determination, and he never really let us. He never let the side down because he was there. If there was anything at all, if he'd get an injury of any sort, we would have been through the last part of the season with not one bloody number 9. So he's been consistently bad sometimes, right enough. But he got 22 goals, which is absolutely amazing considering he can't take the penalties into consideration or free kicks into consideration. So maybe if he took the penalties, he would have been a 30-plus goal scorer this season. So when was the last time? I think I said this last night. I think the last player to make numbers like that was Kenny Miller in his first season back. So the thing, it's everybody say it's what you see with Dessers. He's too clumsy. He gets into the right positions, but he's no clinical. And that's what everybody sees. It's 22 goals, probably going on to about 42 goals. And that's the thing I think that will put most Rangers fans against him. Because they're like, actually, I know something. You're just not good enough, mate. We need somebody that's going to put 3 out of 4 goals in, no 2 out of 4.
Aye. I think he's a good football player. I just don't think he suits Rangers with his goals he misses and the chances he misses. And I think, let's see that boy put through for...
I'll do that FC's. That's superb, mate. That is absolutely superb. That's one of mine.
Brilliant. See like that boy put through to Matondo against the PSV at Ibrox. Mind on a counter attack. A pure defence splitting pass. Matondo went through one-on-one. We buried it. I genuinely think the guy's a good football player, but I just don't see him as your number 9.
Does he do it enough? Does he do it enough? Aye. It's just, I think, as you said, mate, it's even when you watch him, that's the big giveaway. If you just, look at it on paper, he probably, as you say, put up his highlights on YouTube. He's a 20, 30 million pound striker. But you put 90 minutes of him on, and he's maybe a 4 million, 5 million, if possible, striker. So,
Aye. Let's go on to the next question. So, Top G's asking, do we think Lowry, Rice, Lovelace and Stevens get a chance this season? It depends on what your definition is of a chance. I don't think Alex Lowry's making it at Rangers. I think he'll be told that. I think it'll either be a loan move or we'll sell him on. Bailey Rice, don't know enough about the boy. I've not seen him, if I'm being perfectly honest. Lovelace should get a chance on one of the wings or up or through the middle. I think the impact he made against St Mirren is promising last season, just hampered by injuries. And then we Archie Stevens, he's been linked to a move down south and stuff like that. He played really good in the Youth Cup final. He's a winger I would like to keep and get a try. Is there any you've got any thoughts on Curry?
Well, Lowry is, I don't know. I don't know what's happened with Lowry. Now, I've met the boy, right?
Mhm.
And he came across it. This is before, but unfortunately, it happened to in his family and the loss of his mum. Now, he came across to me as a really, really nice boy, and down to earth. He wasn't cocky. He wasn't big heated. He was just like a normal young boy at that age. He came in and he played well for us when he broke into the first team. And then basically his legs were taken away from him underneath him by management. And basically he never played and he got backed into the youth squad again. Then the injury happened, which was pretty fucking horrendous. And the boy should be doing time for that tackle because it was an absolute disgrace.
It was.
And then he came back for that injury and he got moved on several times. There was a lot of talk about his attitude. Now, as I said, I can only go personal wise. I didn't see a problem with it. Maybe it's different if he's on the park, whether he's shown enough initiative, whether he's not shown enough willingness to get the job done that he needs to do. I don't know. It's just all speculation. It's the same with the speculation with all the everybody saying that he's got a bad attitude. Nobody knows that because it's never ever come out. It's just hearsay and assumptions. Aye, it's not even rumours, mate. It's assumptions.
Aye.
By everybody because there's not, as far as I'm aware, nobody within the Rangers club, have ever said anything bad about his attitude. So I don't know what's happened. Big thing is obviously he lost his mum, and that's just. I was a grown man when I lost my mum, and it affected me for years. So, young boy losing your mum the way he did, it's no easy.
Send you
as everybody knows in the chat that's lost one of their parents or that any of their parents have passed away. It's a big part of your bloody life that's just been erased of something you feel that's constant. It's like me, even though I was growing up, you remember time going out at night and that, and your mum would turn around and say, "You watch the roads." Mom, I'm fucking 32. What are you talking about? Why you tell me to watch the roads? It's things like that. I miss just stupid things like that. It's bloody hard for the boy, and I'm not going to rule him out yet. I'm going to wait and see. Put it this way: see if Clement, see if he's not used or he's loaned out. There's obviously something happened with him. It's just not going to work. Bailey Rice, good player. I'm hoping to see more of him.
Gary, can I quickly come back in on Lowry? I was talking to Kevin Thompson after the pod the other night, and he was like, "So Lowry got loaned out to Hearts and didn't really set a header alight." He says, "Like, why are Rangers not loaning him out to, say, Falkirk in League One? He plays 40 odd games, a season unbeaten, probably scores 10, 15 goals, gets loads of development, comes back a confident player." Now, do you think KT's got a point here?
I know, but put it this way, I can't turn around and say anything different for Kevin Thompson, can I? I'll be like, what the fuck do you know about that by your spanner? Get to fucking melt. No. Obviously, he's got a point because that's his game. He's a professional. Me, I'd like to see him try to be at least used at Rangers. If no, then obviously he needs to go elsewhere. I don't think a loan will change anything. His attitude, whatever it supposedly is, because me personally, I just think he wants to play for Rangers. That's the thing. He's a Rangers boy, and he wants to play for his boyhood team. He wants to play for Rangers. He's not interested in playing for Falkirk or whatever team in the lower leagues or time even when he get bumped to Hearts and all, I don't think his heart was in it, and I think that's what's the matter. It's just I think he's that much. He's probably the same way as I would be, because when I was younger than that, I was still at Rangers and I was getting loaned out to another club, I'd be well fucking pissed off. I'd be like, what am I doing here? I want to play for my own team. But as I said, it just depends how professional he is. I don't know him on that level. So maybe, as I said, I'm just assuming, same as everybody else. So I hope he does well.
So they are.
For what we were told before Clement came in and Copping came in, is they deal with youth quite a bit. So put it this way, if they're good enough, we should be seeing them.
Aye.
If we don't see them, obviously the main management don't think they're good enough to play for the main team, the main squad.
Aye. All fair points, mate. All fair points. I think new tactics are we looking for in pre-season games, basic ones, formations, men on post, defending, set pieces, etc. I don't really want to get into too much depth in that question, but I think a kind of simple change in the middle of the park. I think he might ditch a 10 role and play a flat midfield 3 because he's going to have wingers he can use. And I think that's a kind of maybe be looking to take throw-ins a bit quicker this year, I hope, instead of waiting on Tavernier to come and throw a ball out into the park. That doesn't make any sense to me. There's slight wee changes that can get made that need to be made in terms of speeding us up a bit to break teams down. You get any thoughts on it, Corey?
I'll go back to the mentality of the absolutely amazing, the great Walter Smith. Don't let goals in and score as many as you can. That's it. That's the tactics I've been using. We've got the players. We've got the better players. That's what they should be doing. Now, I was thinking. It's not so much tactics in this. I was thinking last night about this after we were talking about that, because we were talking about things about tactics and things like that. Now, that was during when we were talking about corners.
Aye.
If we take a look at the last season, right, and how bloody dreadful it was, it was just some of the performances that we had that were well below par. Now, we all talk about, we need to beat that mob to win the league. If we'd beat them in our 2 home matches, we would have took the league.
Mm.
So it's not all about beating them 4 times a year. We need to at least take points after them. And we only managed to take 1, and that's what bollocks us up last season.
Aye.
Obviously, we lost points against the lower, but we class as lower teams. So did they. They done the exact same thing. They dropped a few points in all against our teams. But the thing is, they took a lot of points off of us. This is we need to get to the standard where we are going to beat them.
Aye.
And it's not even beat them 4 times. If we can beat them at least twice, it's going to make it closer. But this season is probably a must win the league. Now, I don't know. As I said to you earlier on, a wee boy, it's not so much a wee boy, he's a young boy, just stays across the road there for me. He's a Celtic supporter. He goes to the Celtic games and that, and we always have a bit of banter, calling each other names and that, having a laugh. Mm-hmm. I said to him, I goes, what's happening? Your front, the players that you're bringing in? And he's like, I don't fucking know. Well, there's no big names being mentioned. Nobody's really coming in. They're just a couple of guys that they've gave contracts to and that. And they're in the exact same boat as us. But if they do what they did when 55 happened and they don't improve their squad the same way as they did before, I think it'll give us a better chance, because I don't think that they were right. I'm just looking at the screen there. Looks like I've got a fucking black eye. The way he's coming out, looks like I've got a big bloody belter. So, it's more intensity is needed on the tactics. We would need to be faster. And hopefully with this new boy coming in, I'm not going to try and pronounce his name because I'll just bollocks it up. It's got to be moving, transitioning a lot faster and getting the ball up front a lot quicker, and not just a big stupid punt up the park by Goldson or Suter or whoever's at the back. Nah, you left it, but JD said aye.
Aye. Had to bring it up.
JD, I've got a wee message for you, right? Are you good at anagrams? It begins with F and ends in uck off.
Right, here's actually a decent point from Aldo. He says, come on, it's big test away to Celtic.
That'll be a first. Sorry, Aldo, just joking, mate.
So,
just joking, mate.
Say we go to Parkhead at the end of August and we get beat. That's going to turn the pressure up a bit for me?
Nah.
No?
No.
You're not shaking? No? You're not changing on it?
No, it depends on the performance, mate.
Right. Aye, that's a good point.
If we go out there and he beat us 1-0 and we've absolutely battered them left, right, and centre, and maybe the new goalie, whoever it may be, has had a worldie all the way through, then you can't really complain. 1-0, maybe a draw. But if the thing is, if they go out there and they absolutely scud us, then I'll maybe be getting worried. It just depends on the performance, but the performance is the main thing that we watched over the course of the season, that we knew, even when we were winning, we were like, it's the main thing is 3 points. That's all we were saying, because that's all it mattered really, was getting the 3 points. But it got to the stage where the performances were just not even good enough for 3 points. So,
aye, definitely, mate. Definitely. I think personally, I was surprised by how much we closed the gap on Celtic in a cup final. I thought that we were a better team, played really well, but you could kind of see that coming a mile off what happened. I thought Rangers showed they were a better team that day.
Can I just butt in there? Just did a person with blue boots. See, he's in a lot of the pods, a lot of the time. And just what you're saying there, he grew up in a time when losing to Celtic wasn't an option. I'm the same. I expect Rangers to go out there, and it doesn't matter how bad our team is. I expect them to win every single time.
Yep.
But when I'm doing this and I need to talk a wee bit more, I don't know what the word I need to use here, mate. Not more optimistic or pessimistic. I need to be middle of the fence, really.
Aye.
And be right. Well, does it really matter that we beat them 4 times? The thing is, right, do we need to beat them 4 times to win the league? No. Do I want them to win 4 times or 5 or 6 times, depending if we need to play them in the cups? You better bloody believe it. I expect Rangers every time they step in a football pitch to be winning. When they're not winning, there's something wrong, especially when it's no against them, because the amount of money that they pay players and the supposedly standard of what we've got in that pitch should be battering every single team in the SPFL, other than maybe them, who have got more money than us, have got bigger resources than us. They're pulling in more money for transfers. They're getting more money for competitions. So right now we're playing catch up. It doesn't matter how good we think we are. Rangers supporters will always think that Rangers are a better team. We've got the better fans. We always have done. That's a gimme. But on the park, ever since what happened, we've been playing catch up.
Right.
We caught up, and the board members that we had stuck their head up their arse and said, "This is good enough." and never improved their side when we had the chance and we had some money behind us. So a lot of this is got to do with the board members. I've said this time after time. They've spent so much money outside of the pitch on their business ventures and their other wee things that they've brought to Rangers. That's great. All the financial stuff that's going to eventually come in. But how long is this going to take before they start paying for themselves? It's going to be 5-10 years before the Rangers actually see a profit in these things after the money that they've spent and on the building works. So it's going to take time. It's all down to the players that we bring in and the manager, how we're going to play this season. Because that, depending on how much they're going to have to fork out, because their fans are always complaining that they're a tin biscuit club when it comes to things like that. But the thing is, Rangers need to prove that they're better. And the more Rangers improve, the more money that they'll need to spend to try and improve their team. So it's a double-edged sword.
Aye, definitely, mate. This is a kind of last question I want to pick you, Corey, and it's about the right-back position. Tav leaves in the 1st of July. Are you happy with Sterling, with Devine as well, number 2, or do you want to see a right-back coming in? What's your kind of overall thoughts? Is a guy that's wanted to change a right-back for how many years now? You've got to have a contingency plan in place, surely, mate.
I'd played your fucking granny in right back before I went to Tavernier for another season. There you go. Tav goes. The obvious choice would be Sterling, wouldn't it? But the thing is, he's been playing that well in other positions. It's like, is right back the proper place? Because we've only seen him in like half a game in the right back position. And this was before he started really. That was when he first came into the team. So we hadn't really seen what he was really like. So, will he be? It's probably a definite that he'll go to right back. But I think he could be used in other positions a bit better. It just depends on the formation that Clement and Coppin decide to go with. I would say we need another one, mate. I would say to bring in another right back, somebody with pace.
Mm-hmm.
That's the thing that we missed. We Tav like in 55. How many times did Tav we bombed in that right hand side and the by players and put a half decent ball in? How many times did he do that?
It's not that, Corey. I hope we're not relying on our right back next season to be able to score, contribute the amount of times that Tav's had to contribute. And we can argue all day about penalties and free kicks and all that stuff, right? But the fact is, like, there's been years where he's been able to dart into the back post and things like that. It shouldn't need to happen in the first place, you know what I mean? Because we should have a striker and midfielders today, all that kind of thing, a right backs to play right back. It's not he's not a right forward or a right winger. He's a right back. Do you know what I mean? His job's to defend first and foremost.
Aye. But the thing is, it's like he takes every corner, he takes every throw in, this is do you remember that? I can't even remember who we're playing against, but do you remember that game? He took a throw in to one side and the ball went out the other side and they had to wait till he jogged right across the bloody park to take the throw in to the other side of the park. That just absolutely scunnered me. I was going absolutely fucking radio rental, shouting at the telly as we all do. Having Devine as number 2, I've not seen enough of him. I can't. But what I'd have seen him, I thought he was okay. I think he was outstanding. He wasn't on peak Tav levels.
He was steady, wasn't he? He was steady.
Aye. So I can't really say. We never seen much of him last season, so I can't say how he be as a number 2. Aye. As I said, for me, I would say we'd need to bring in somebody pacey, but it's got to be all ifs and buts, mate. Until we actually see all these new guys on the field. That's the thing. Until they start actually playing games, competitive games, we're not going to know what's going to be happening. This is how I say to you, mate. I'm just what I'm just trying not to get excited the way I did last season, because all the names that were coming in and like, oh, this player's going to do that and that player's going to do that. And they came in and they were absolutely fucking rotten. So
I
I've
genuinely
learned
think,
I've learned my lesson, mate. I've learned my lesson.
I genuinely think if we see genuine quality coming in that we know can do a job in the park, then we've got every right to get excited. Because, like you said, Celtic isn't. They're not a great side and they've not spent any money so far. Now, I thought at the beginning of this transfer window, Celtic were going to go out and spend big money because that's what Rodgers wants. He wants to go out and change a transfer policy and spend big. I don't think it's going to happen. Doug's come in for a question for you, Corey, if you want me to put it up.
No, fuck off. No,
Who's your
no
favourite
answer that. No, beat it, Doug. No. I like him down there and shave that big bushy beard of yours, mate. Tell you. Need to put you with a tranquilizer gun first, right? After you fucking kick my head in. Probably, right, this is, I can't answer that, Doug, because I can't remember who it was against. But it was last season and his free kick for the left-hand side? And it went right. I could have been me. I can't remember who we were playing against. It was that we actually spoke about it on the pod, and it was. I'd need to go back and watch the pod to see what one it was, but it was an absolute. It was world class. It was. If any other player in the world had done that, it'd be probably the best goal in the world season. It was that good. I'm not denying that Tav has scored some absolutely amazing free kicks. He has done. I can't deny that. But as you said, I don't want a right back being your top goal scorer. I don't want to be right back taking every corner or every free kick or every throw in. I just, that's no, I want that shared amongst the whole of the team. It's not that hard to do a bloody throw in. Come on to hell. And Tav was awful at throw-ins. He was absolutely awful at them.
Aye. For me, it's time to say thank you, shake his horn, and let him go. Let him go. Saudi Arabia could be a lot of money for a guy's family. Like, he can't begrudge him it. Really can't begrudge him it.
Well, it was as Paul said. It'd probably be easier for me to say who I do want to stay at Rangers rather than who I want to go out. And he's earlier on when we first started, and he's totally right. There's still about 7 players I want to see out the door. That I'm hoping that hopefully we get some money for.
I could probably name 5 right now. Scott Wright, Tom Lawrence, Kieran Dibble, Rabbi Matondo, Todd Cantwell, but to name a few. They're 5 off the top of my head.
Wow, Todd Cantwell.
Aye. See all that Instagram stuff with shush burgers and that, Corey, I'm finished with it, man. I don't think Clement likes him either. I really don't think Clement likes him either.
Man, look a bit about that. The shush. Do you want to know something? The shush burger would have been funny if he'd won the game. That was the thing that pissed me off. But this is the thing, mate. I've told you before, it's not for us to tell what players what they can do outside the football.
But it's also what you said last night. As soon as they walk into a club as Rangers players, there's a certain standard they need to behave to.
Aye. But if they can't do that, bro, put it this way. If he was banging goals left, right, and centre, he wouldn't be saying anything about it. You'd be like, Todd.
No, because he's backing it up. But he's not backing it up.
Aye. Well, I don't know, but I think there's still a future for Cantwell because I think he brings a bit of flair to the team. I said to you umpteen times, the one thing he needs to stop is try to be flashy. That's the thing that pisses me off. He tries to be a smart arse in the ball sometimes, and he doesn't need that because he's a good enough player not to do it. So hopefully, if he goes, mate. As long as we get money for him, I won't be upset. But I'm not going to be upset if he's still here. Whereas if Tav, Goldson, Wright is still here, I'll be and even Rabbi Matondo, if they're still here, I'll be like, oh, for God's sake, here we go. But they're the 4 main players for me. Obviously, you said Dow, Davies as well.
Aye.
Another one that needs to go.
Mhm.
It's not going to happen overnight, mate. Or on
certainly not.
one intake for the transfer season. We'll just need to wait and see.
Aye.
It's just put it this way. I don't think there's any Rangers player that any Rangers fan will be too upset to see get out the door after what happened last season, other than maybe Butland. And Butland is probably our only major player that we can make a lot of money out of. And the thing that scares me, the money would be good, but how it's no easy getting a good standard goalkeeper to be to play for any of the old firm. You need a really decent goalkeeper. Look what happened with Barkas, Mr. Learns. So I don't want that happening, and I don't. As much as Liam Kelly is a good Rangers boy, and he's been brought in again
to
return home, he's a backup, and that's it. He should be used for cup games against the lower division teams, and give Butland obviously a rest. They don't do much in that, but mentally wise, being a goalkeeper is not the easiest thing, because it doesn't. You might physically it might not be demanded unless it's really against a higher quality team, maybe in Europe. But otherwise, it's all a mental side of things that can be draining, and not getting played in cup games is just probably a much needed rest for a lot of goalkeepers.
Aye, definitely. Hey, well, we'll wrap up there, mate. Thank you for coming on again.
No problem, mate. I'm just about to go and start on my dinner and get Madam out for a walk, and then I'll hopefully I've only got half an hour, so I'll need to be bloody quick. Watch the Austria. Anyway, what do you think about, just a wee quick one before we go, 5 minutes, right? So what do you think about the Europe games, mate?
I think, see, the first 2 rounds of matches, I think there was goals everywhere. Like, it was brilliant. The first 2 fixtures in each group, but the last set of fixtures was pretty disappointing because nobody was attacking. Everybody it was a lot of 0-0s, and it was pretty boring because nobody was wanting to overcommit in case they qualified or didn't qualify or whatever.
Aye.
Players on yellow cards that could have carried them into the last 16. I think overall it's been a good tournament, Corey, to be brutally honest with you.
Aye.
What about you?
So who's your? Oh, I've enjoyed it. It's a lot more than I thought of it, because, as I said, I don't usually tend, but I think it's because they're absolutely piss all else on telly. So I've been watching a lot of it that way. Who do you think will win, mate? Who's your? Everybody in chat, well, give all your predictions. Who's going to win it? What's your?
I want the Netherlands to win it. I want the Netherlands to win it, but that's not going to happen. They're not good enough. So I'm probably going to go with France. I think France are obvious favourites. But the team I'm enjoying most watching, Spain. Spain are outstanding, man.
Well, Aldo's went for Germany. I think, depending, I don't know how. This is one thing I've not looked at, is the way the draw is, whether Germany and Spain will meet each other before they meet in the final. But if they avoid each other, I would say a Spain-Germany final. And I think it'll be an absolutely belter game. I think the home advantage gives Germany a huge chance of winning this. But I would say, for me, I think Spain's played the most exciting football for me. And I'm just looking at everybody's saying on the chat, I think everybody's saying the same thing. Spain, Germany. The Wolfenstein's going for Portugal. I don't know. I don't know. But I just thought I'd ask that, mate, because
England are not winning it. No chance.
RFC, do you want to know something? RFC is right there, sir. England has the easiest path.
Aye, and they've got players to the final, but their managers are daft, Corey.
Aye, well, this is what I'm saying. The games that I've had, I think the first game in the first 30 minutes, I was like, oh dear, they're going to win this. They're actually, as in the actual title. But after that, I just think they've been really boring and they've not played together. All their big names are no played to a standard that I
Not
thought they
clicking, is
would
it?
do. It's just not
clicking.
clicking
They're
at
not a
all.
team.
Aye. I mean, see, I think I said to you, I can't stand Foden. I just can't stand that boy at all. But what a player. And I think he's been absolute garbage. I think that's him away him now. I think his missus is away. So that's him.
Aye.
He's out. So I don't know who will take him. Trippier has been absolutely god-awful. I think he's one of the biggest downfalls of the England side is Trippier. I just don't think he's fit in at all. We'll wait and see. Right, everybody, thank you so much for coming. If you want to see me, as I said last night, and you never caught it, I run the Stanza Ibrox. I will be returning just before the start of the season again. I took a wee break, having to do other things. So hopefully I'll be able to catch the air. And if you want to hear me curse and swear and shout it, no, Tavernier's going to go away, mate.
He's not
What
away
am I
yet.
going to do? But he
Not away
will
yet.
be. He's going away. I'll get named to shout it.
Find somebody.
What am I going to do? I
You'll
just
find
don't
somebody.
know. Aye, I'll tell you what. No, I don't want any bangers in the squad this season, please. Just name. Just hopefully Scott Wright does stay and he comes on for a game now and again so I can have a right proper fucking rant. That's my only hope for next season. Scott Wright stays. And he gets a game every now and again. Dear. It's got to break my heart, seem to have go. Absolutely break my heart for all the right reasons.
There's an idea. They are breaking
that,
pod when Tav leaves.
What's that? A breaking? Aye.
They are breaking pod when Tav leaves. They are pod when he goes. The day he goes.
Aye. When Tav goes now, I'll be hiring the local on his band for a party. They walk by my door.
Right, on that note. Cheers for coming on, mate.
No bother, mate. It's been a pleasure. You have a good one, mate.
Aye, you too. Right, everybody, we'll be back on Monday night at 6:30. I know Billy and Tom will be on every Monday. Club, they're on every Monday. Who else is joining? I'm not sure yet. But we'll see you then, all right? Remember, every night's Rangers Journal night. Have a nice weekend.